The Los Angeles Dodgers are getting some reinforcements ahead of the stretch run of the Major League Baseball season, and they could not have come at a better time. We know how loaded the top three or top four is with Will Smith, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and you could even add Teoscar Hernandez in there, who's having an unbelievable season. But they're getting Max Muncy back. They're getting Tommy Edman from the St. Louis Cardinals, as well as Gavin Lux, who is playing like one of the best players in baseball. So getting those three guys, as well as the top five, changes everything for the Dodgers. So I'll break that down and much more in this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. What's up, everybody? Welcome into 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be discussing the Los Angeles Dodgers, yet again, who have been one of the best teams in baseball over the past decade and have been so successful, but they just need that little extra push in the playoffs, and they've been missing it for a little bit. But now with the addition of Shohei Ohtani, who is the best player in the National League, as well as other players like Max Muncy, who's coming back from the DL, and you're getting Teoscar Hernandez on a one-year deal. They're getting contributions 1 through 9 in this lineup, but it's been a little bit of a mystery now with some injuries and some moving parts around that offensive lineup, and they're finally starting to get some answers to those questions that they were having. So before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. It would mean a lot to me. And give me your thoughts on the Dodgers. Do you think they have another World Series in them for this season, or do you see another team going out there and really taking the bull by the horns? But let's take a look here at some of the stats here. Jason Hayward was batting 4th, and Nick Ahmed was batting 6th 2 weeks ago. Max Muncy is batting 7th, and Tommy Edman is batting 9th today. I've seen so much depth added to a lineup. I've never seen so much depth added to a lineup in a week. Unreal. And this was from Mark Pryor. And this is another one here. Max Muncy just homered in his first game since May 15th because, of course, he did. The Dodgers got very little production from third base in the 80 games that he missed. The lineup is going to be lethal with Muncy and everyone else finally back. And this kind of overlooks everybody else as well, like Tommy Edman. Gavin Lux also hit his 10th home run of the season this inning. The first time he's hit double-digit home runs in a season in his career. The Dodgers' fully healthy lineup is going to be a problem. And I want to zero in here on Gavin Lux. So since July 20th, in 29 games, he leads the National League in on-base plus slugging percentage at 1.135, and this is the same league with Fernando Tatis in it, Shohei Ohtani in it. There are so many superstars in the National League, and Gavin Lux is the name that stands alone at the top in terms of OPS in the 29 games since July 20th. So he's been very impressive, and after a very rough start to his season, his OPS is over 700, and he's been great as of late. They've had to rely on him for a lot of offensive output, and he's delivered. Defensively, pretty good at second base as well. He's doing the job over there, and Gavin Lux, always been a solid player, never a great player, but he's really starting to turn the corner right now, and still a very young piece in this Dodgers team. So it's great to see that, and like I mentioned here before, it's the depth that they are adding with the additions of Max Muncy and Tommy Edman, who was batting 9th yesterday, right? And Edman is a switch hitter who can play multiple positions, good contact guy, can steal bases as well. And Mark Pryor is right here. I've never seen so much depth added to a lineup in a week, and that's the most impressive thing. And the Dodgers are going to be scary, man. Even though I'm not huge on their rotation, I don't think they're that great in terms of pitching. When you have other guys stepping up, like Gavin Lux, like Max Muncy, guys that weren't necessarily expected to be focal points of your offseason heading into the season. Max Muncy was, but let's say Edman and Gavin Lux, then you're in a totally different stratosphere, because that top five that I mentioned in the intro of Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, that is as formidable as we have ever seen in the game of baseball. And yeah, they went out and they spent money to go out and accomplish that, but you still need the players to perform on the field, and the Dodgers offensively have been amazing this year. There's just no other way to put it. Ohtani is on a record pace to join the 40-40 club. No player has ever done it in less than 145 games, and he's about to do it before 130 games. So that's how impressive his season has been, even though he has started to tail off a little bit in the past couple of weeks. Like, he's not getting as many pitches to hit. They got Mookie Betts back. Freddie Freeman might be out for a few games with an injury, but still, that's the luxury that you have if you're the Dodgers. Or the fact that you get Max Muncy back, who is a premier power hitter in the game, and he's able to play all over the diamond as well. Maybe not at a high level, but you have that versatility, and you have guys to account for the absence of Freddie Freeman, however long that's going to be. And everyone else is stepping up as well. Mookie Betts was the front runner for the MVP award about 2 months into the season before he went down with an injury. So you have 3 legit MVP caliber players on your team. And then you could argue that you have two other All-Stars as well, with Teoscar Hernandez and Will Smith, who have been multiple All-Star selections as well. So it's just an embarrassment of riches that the Dodgers have available to them. And as a fan of any other opposing team, you're kind of shaking in your boots. Your only hope is that they won't be able to pitch come playoff time, and that has stopped them before. But they have Clayton Kershaw. They have the pieces at their disposal to be able to do something come playoff time. And it's very rare that you out-hit your opponents once October rolls around, but it would not shock me if the Dodgers were able to do that. The game changes drastically in October. It really does. It becomes all about pitching and defense. But I don't know if we've ever seen an offense this loaded in the fact that the Dodgers just have so many weapons, 1 through 9. And when you're getting contributions from Gavin Lux, from everybody up and down that lineup, it just makes them impossible to pitch to. Like, who do you take your chances with Lux, but yeah, he's leading the league in OPS in the past 30 days. You take your chances with Teoscar because you kind of flailed your way through the top 4, but it might not be good enough because Teoscar is having a really good season as well. So they're just loaded with talent offensively, and that's going to be their calling card in the playoffs. No Yamamoto. Walker Buehler doesn't look the same. Clayton Kershaw is getting a little bit older. They did get Jack Flaherty from the Tigers, and I think that was a great pickup for them, but is that going to solve all of their issues come playoff time? I'm not sold. I'm not sold on that. So yes, they have some pieces pitching-wise, but offensively, I think they're just unmatched when you look around Major League Baseball. So it's going to be a very interesting postseason. I think the National League is a lot more wide open than the American League is, and that might be a bit of a hot take, but still, like, the Phillies kind of reeling a little bit. They're not the same Phillies that they were before the All-Star break, so look, we'll see. It's going to be very interesting. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Thank you guys again for making it this far. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Give me your thoughts on the Dodgers. Are they primed for a World Series trophy this season? My inclination would be no, because of the pitching. But you never know. It's not like they're an underdog going in. A lot of people are going to expect them to win. And I do expect them to win a couple of rounds, but do they have the pitching to go all the way? That's what remains to be seen. But that'll wrap it up. Thanks again, and thanks again to Baseball Town as well for all the support. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need baseball related. Check out the website, baseballtown.ca, or the 3 locations, 2 in Quebec, 1 in Ottawa, Ontario. So check them out today and get everything that you need. The best equipment at the most competitive prices, whether it's bats, gloves, batting gloves, cleats. They got you covered. So check them out today. Thank you to you guys, and thank you to Baseball Town as well.